I heard you were looking for a tutorial on how to perfect your glam, so let me show it to you. I still haven't had the time to create one of those intros, so pretend this is it. The first and very important step is skincare. Today, just because my skin is acting up a little, I don't know if you can tell that well because of the lighting, I decided to go for something a little more soothing and acne prone related. So today I went for the SOS spray combined with the Anua soothing toner. I've been through so many of these because this one has azelaic acid and will help with more inflammatory acne. Then just a simple lightweight moisturizer, and this is very important, but you have to end your skincare routine with an SPF every single morning. Now that we've gone through the skincare, let's get into the glam. I don't like to do too much on the brows just because I feel like they can become Sharpie brows very quickly, so I'm just going in with this Kosas Air Brow. Some of you may find this weird, but I actually like to start my glam with my eyes just because that way I can fix any fallout from the eyeshadow, especially if I'm working with glitter. So I start with concealer, blend all over the eyelid. You can also start with an eyeshadow primer if you have that. I just feel like concealer works just as good. And I always set it with powder just so I can avoid any creasing and patchiness. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake in Banana Bread. I get so many comments whenever I use this palette. This is my ride or die, honestly. It's the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. Yeah, that's it. That's the name. Just kind of gives you instructions on how to use the shadows. So this is perfect for beginners. So I'm going to use this transition shade right here. And I'm going to start into the outer corner and the crease. I like to start with the lightest shade because that way I can map out how far I want to go with the eyeshadow. I don't like to take it too close to the brow. It can be a look, especially if it's more editorial or high fashion or whatever, but with just my face shape and my eye shape, I feel like it looks better when I stop it right here so that I can still have space to brighten up my under eyebrow bone. So now I'm going to take a smaller brush and I'm going to go in with the crease shade first and just focusing that on the outer corner of my eye right here. Circular motions, then go back into the crease. Whenever you're working with a darker shadow, just take it lower than the previous lighter shadow. Pretty. Now I'm going in with the smoke shadow, which is the darkest one, and I'm just focusing this one into the outer corner. Then with the transition shade, going over everything again so that they're perfectly blended out. You can keep it matte. I've actually been more into matte shadows lately, but just because this is the glam that I get most compliments on, I feel, I'm gonna go in with the inner corner shadow, which is the prettiest sparkle I have personally ever seen. Look at that. What the fuck? Like, it's so pretty. You can take this a bit higher up than your fold, just so you can still see it over the crease. Do the same thing to the other eye. I'm literally reflecting the light off my eyelids. That's how sparkly this is. I'm going back in with the fluffy brush and the transition shade and just blending the glitter into the matte shadow. Get a lot of questions on how to do eyeliner. I think there are easier techniques, but to be honest, I feel like it just takes a lot of practice. And I'm gonna show you how I personally do it. I'm not gonna talk through it just because I also hold my breath whenever I do my eyeliner. So just start with the wing. Connect the wing to your lid. Then just fill out this part. Do it on this side as well. Just praying that it's gonna be symmetrical. It's already not. Fun. I'm gonna be honest, this is not how thick I wanted my eyeliner to be. I wanted a very tiny wing, but I tried to get it as symmetrical as I possibly could, so that's why I ended up with this. But I'm gonna show you a way in which you can fix your eyeliner mistakes, which is just take some concealer on a tapered focus on a tapered brush and clean up your wing. And now you have the perfect sharp eyeliner, so sharp that it can cut whatever guy embarrasses you. Let's get into the complexion. I like to go in with a color corrector before my concealer, and this is the Huda Beauty one. It's in shade Peach, and I'm gonna cover the redness around my nose, my pimples right here. You can tell my period's coming because why the fuck do I have so many pimples? And I like to let this one sit for around a minute or two just because it will give you more coverage. Blend everything with your beauty blender. Now I'm going to take my concealer. This is honestly one of my favorite concealers, and I'm going to go over areas where I essentially placed my color corrector. For this step, I like to use a concealer that matches my complexion shade because I want to achieve more of a spot concealing effect than a brightening effect. And now because we spot concealed, we actually don't need to go with as much foundation. So I'm just using this, I don't know what this is. This is not even a foundation. It's a hydrating skin tint, and it will give you the most beautiful luminous finish. Now that the base is done, the fun part begins. So I'm gonna go in with some contour. This is from the Patrick Ta Duo palette. I like to take it on a brush and drag my eyes out a bit with this on the temples, forehead as well, and mostly focusing it on my cheekbones, the lip, and under the nose. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go in with this blush from Merit. This is shade Beverly Hills. This has the prettiest skin-like finish. It's so glowy, it's so luminous. How pretty is this? Look at that glow. Hello. My mom went to Sephora and she was like, oh, I want to learn how to do makeup. She's never been into makeup, especially when I was younger. I just learned to do makeup just by myself, watching YouTube videos and everything. The Sephora employee told her, oh, take the blush on the temples. The thing is, she didn't tell her how much. So my mom showed up the next day looking like an alcoholic, a certified alcoholic, because she was red all over the face. I was like, mom, I love you. I love you. But this is not it, not that much. Then because I want a bit more of that brightening effect, I like to follow up with some concealer after I do my blush so that everything looks blended together, and I feel like I need more brightness underneath my eye. You can also add some fixing spray during this step just to melt everything. Just to melt everything together, and then blend the concealer out. The key to a good makeup, I feel like, is enough time spent on it and enough product, because sometimes there can be confusion, especially when you want a more natural looking glam, but you can just use products that mimic that skin-like finish, maybe products that don't have that much coverage, and you can achieve that beautiful, flawless, airbrushed glam. Just, you need to use enough product and spend enough time on blending it. Now the trick to achieving a flawless under eye, one that doesn't crease as much, is to blend your concealer really, really well. And right after you've blended your concealer, you can go with a little bit of pressed powder or even loose powder. Just go in with a very small amount of it and press it underneath your eyes, right after you've blended your concealer. You don't want to bake straight after you've blended your concealer because it's so wet, and it's just, the powder is just gonna cling underneath your eyes and it's just gonna look more patchy, it's gonna look more cakey. Then I'm going in with a very light veil of the Easy Bake in Banana Bread all over my face so that I set all the cream products that we've applied before. And now what I'm gonna do is double up on the contouring, on the blushing. Just, I'm gonna use powder this time, and I'm gonna go over the areas where I've previously applied the cream contour. For blush, what you can do is either follow up with a powder blush, but what I'm gonna do is take that Mary blush again. It has this beautiful, easily blendable formula, so it's gonna allow you to go on top of powder over it without ruining any of the things that you did before. And it's also gonna give you the skin-like finish. Then I'm taking my powder puff and I'm going in with that Easy Bake, and I'm gonna bake everywhere where I feel like I need to. Right underneath my eyes, smile lines. And this is my favorite step, is the most satisfying, I swear. Reverse contour. So you can give yourself that chiseled, snatched look. Then take your usual powder brush and wipe everything away. I like to use a concoction of setting spray, so I'm using the Rare Beauty first, and then the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush one. For mascara, I'm gonna use this Damn Girl mascara by Too Faced. This is legit the best mascara I've ever used, and did I just put some on my eyelid? It's fine, we can fix it. But this is the best mascara I've ever used, and I've tried so many of them. If you ever get mascara on your eyelid, don't panic, okay? I got it today on the shimmery part, so this is easier to fix than the matte part. I wait for my mascara to dry, Then I take a brush with the shimmer on it and go over the area. Always wait for the mascara to dry, because once it's dry, it just flakes off, right? If you go over it when it's still wet, it's gonna spread and it's just gonna be a mess. So the trick is just wait for it to dry. I also got some of it right here, so I'm just taking a dry makeup brush and going over this part so that the mascara flakes off, and then going in with the part that I previously used for powder. That's it. Now you don't have mascara on your eyelids anymore. Another trick that I love is before your eyelashes dry, just push them up with your fingers. It's gonna give you an extra lifting effect. Like, look at my lashes. For lips, I'm gonna use this Los Angeles 2.0 lip pencil from NYX. This is my new favorite lip plumper. It's the Charlotte Tilbury one, and it's in shade medium deep. Look at that glossiness. And I also feel like it's the perfect shade for fall. If you want more of a going out lip, something that's more sexy, you can use a darker lip liner than the one that I've used before, something like the Huda Beauty Rich Brown one. This is more appropriate for an everyday lip. And then I'm gonna top it up with this Fenty Beauty Champ Stamp Fantasy Gloss, just in the center here, because it's gonna add that sparkle in the center of the lip and make them look a bit more pouty. This is such a juicy lip. And that's it. This is my favorite everyday, just my go-to glam. I love this for everyday because I don't feel like it's too much, in my personal opinion. But you can also use it on date night, I feel, because it has that sparkle in there, the eyeliner. It's sultry, it's sexy. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I really hope it was helpful and clear enough. Anyways, I had this whole plan back in December to get more into weekly vlogs, and it never happened because life got in the way, work got in the way. I still love creating short form content, but I want this opportunity to like connect more with you guys. But yeah, I had this whole plan of weekly vlogs, and I filmed a weekly vlog back in December when I was in Dubai, then when we went to Cambodia, Laos and Thailand, and I filmed those in, I think it was January or February, and I still haven't posted or edited them. And I had this like cool intro idea being like previously on the weekly vlog, and I would show snippets of whatever happened last week, and then coming up next for like I had this whole production in mind, but I really want to get onto that. And yeah, I hope I'm actually not going to procrastinate this time, and I'm going to do it and get it done, not just, you know, talk about it and never do it. This is cute, my little crown. But yeah, I'm gonna do that more. I want to do more makeup and beauty tutorials, so I really hope you've enjoyed this one. If you'd want to see something else, or more perfume or more makeup or more skincare, just drop it down in the comments, because I'm eager to hearing what you guys want to see from me. I have some ideas already. I have this little notebook of ideas that I write down and never get to, but I'm planning on being a bit more consistent on YouTube now, and just more consistent with my content and more intentional with my content, because yes, I want you guys to get to know me, but my #1 priority is bringing value to you. So I want my content to be fun, I want to love it, but I want you to love it as well. So let me know if you want to see anything else, maybe styling videos, maybe fashion videos, because I just love everything beauty, fashion, skincare. So just drop it in the comments, and I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm hoping to get one out next week, maybe two. I don't want to be too eager and then not deliver. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week, ? Love you guys. Bye.